This is statistically just wild. You will have your pantaloons shat. I have footage. I got footage, baby. I got receipts. I got it all, honey. Oh, that's where it starts to get good. You don't just get to listen, you get to see. We're gonna talk about it. Trauma is hard to talk about. And I appreciate you guys giving me a space to discuss this trauma and also willing to discuss that this would happen to me. There's a beautiful ending. So the first 4 concerts of the weekend were canceled because of COVID. And then Dawn FM, because he came out with Dawn FM in January of 2022, January 7th, 2022 in January, he's kicked off with Dawn FM. When he kicked off with Dawn FM, he had to postpone the After Hours Till Dawn tour. Except I want to do it in stadiums. I don't just want to do it in arenas. Canada, shout out Canada, even though you lost to the men's team and the women's team in hockey. Yeah. At this point, I want you to know that my birthday is on May 10th, okay? I'm a Taurus. My 26th birthday in 2020, the clock struck midnight. And at that moment, I grabbed my XO jacket. And as I turned around, my friend gave me tickets to see The Weeknd in Salt Lake City in July 28th, July something 2020. So for my 26th birthday, midnight, I got tickets to see The Weeknd. So postponed. So it's not like I didn't have tickets. Like I had tickets. So I had been waiting from May up until July. I said, okay, look, for this tour in 2022, I will literally fly to a different country if that means I don't have to wait longer. I said, I can't risk another COVID pushback. So I must go to the very first opening night of the After Hours Till Dawn tour in 2022, which was on July 8th, 2022. By the time I get to the second story, because obviously I said 6 failed, and this is number 5, you will have your pantaloons shat. In The Weeknd once, okay? I saw him in the Starboy tour in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Like, I remember it was like 2 weeks after the shooting, and I was, nervous about it. Shit. The Weeknd. Amazing. Super happy. I even did this. Back from the best night of my life. OMG, I'm dead. I am crying. I love daddy so much. Oh no, stay tuned. This is where you get invested in the story. So, as we know, After Hours comes out. I'm a fan. I'm out here celebrating the House of Balloon birthdays. I get the autographed vinyl and I get the CD, even though I don't have a CD player in my car. This is a meme of The Weeknd finally performing After Hours tour after quarantine ends in 2040. This is the mask. Gas masks, girls. I look fake, but at least this is before AI. He was my Apple replay. #1 artist, #1 album, #1 song. First 10 songs, actually. Because Adaptation in 2020 was like my second. Reposting last year's post to spread awareness of another concert date pushback. Fingers crossed for March 1st, 2022. Nobody. Me. Crying. Wait, because I realized that I won't see The Weeknd this year. Little did I know that that's actually foreshadowing, because the light of my life, I went to Toronto, Canada. I had to freaking get my passport. I got my passport because I said the very first tour, I will go anywhere, because these are tickets that have been good since 2020. It's now July of 2022. I had to Toronto. Just go to Toronto for the very first time in my life. Never been to Canada. So I was on my way to Toronto from Salt Lake City, Utah, baby. July 7th. And I was just over the moon excited. Why wouldn't I be? There's no reason to not be stoked about the concert. All of this is gonna make sense to you in a different way, because you'll realize that everything I'm telling you is in his Hurry Up Tomorrow album. Okay, the opening night was canceled. Okay, here. So we got there from the US to Canada the day prior and leaving the day after, July 8th. When we woke up and decided to go get brunch, I'm not a victim. We went to brunch, and when we were at brunch, we noticed our phones weren't working. So when we got to Canada, because there's not the same cellular networks, mine, which is normally T-Mobile, defaulted to Rogers. Unlike America, that has Verizon Wireless, AT&T, and it has T-Mobile and Cricket and whatever Blake Lively's husband makes. It's kind of a monopoly, almost a monopoly in Canada. Rogers Wireless takes up a good chunk of Canada. Not to mention, this is the capital, and not to mention that we were going to see him at Rogers Center.
On that end, so it's probably right on that.
Gate 1 is what we're looking for.
So I'll show you where.
Yeah. So when our phones weren't working, we're like, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. I wasn't really in my phone. I was having memories. We're drinking. Oh my God, cheers. We get in line. You'll understand why I'm telling you the full story in one moment. So at this point, I'm 28. So by the time that we had gotten there, I had already seen how many people were starting to just show up. I was getting hyped. I don't know anyone that likes The Weeknd. The people I'm with don't even care about The Weeknd. They just got it for me for my 26th birthday. And my friend got me the tickets and is then stuck with me, going with me, because he committed to that when I was 26 and now I'm 28. And now we have to go to Canada. And now we're in Canada. And now we're walking towards the show. And then we're in line, in the VIP line. This is where shit gets insane. Right behind me, I'm social, right? I talk to people. So the person behind me, I chatted them up. Totally fine. It was a guy and it was his son. His son had on a red blazer and a black undershirt and he looked like The Weeknd. Became friends with the guy and his son. Also at this point in the day, it's 4 hours later. Phone's still not working. Phone is still not working. But I'm in his hometown. I even went to the House of Balloons. In Scarsborough because I was like, this is history, honey. So he said, with a megaphone. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The concert today has been canceled. It has been rescheduled. There is yet to be a date. Your tickets will be good for the date. However, the cancellation of the concert, that means no one's going to be in today, unfortunately. Sorry about the inconvenience, folks. We are having that Wi-Fi issue, so I do apologize.
We need the network due to the wireless outage. We unfortunately have to cancel tonight's show. To be able to access the internet that scans your tickets and processes all transactions. A freak outage. I'm not talking like, oh, this was like something that happens like every couple months in Canada. No, this has never happened in Canada. The one huge like telecommunications giant of Canada, Rogers Telecommunications, or whatever the fuck. One little small broken code during an update. And I'm in data. I'm a data analyst for a large financial bank, okay? So I'm out here like, bro, what? Test your queries. What? Yeah, there was like some update that day, that specific day, no other day in history, that specific day, that caused all of the Rogers internet to be down until the 9th. At least I think it's the 9th. I don't remember. I was too busy crying. So when she said that, the little boy behind me, he's important, okay? His name, I can't remember. So the little kid behind me, like since my friend was talking to the two people, like the guy and the kid, I then had to like turn around and I had to tell the kid the bad news that, hey, the concert is canceled. The concert's canceled. The canceled is concert. The concert's canceled. The canceled is concert. The canceled is concert. There. I have footage. I got footage, baby. I got receipts. I got it all, honey. Oh, that's where it starts to get good. You don't just get to listen, you get to see. Because I documented it all. Because I thought I was documenting a memory. That would be a good one. That would make me happy. But look, I'm not upset either. I'm not like yelling. I'm not angry at this child. Don't you fret. I'm really not. But here you can see the hot dad holding the red jacket and that little kid. And he's the one right behind me. Sick. So imagine my surprise as I'm crying on the way to the hotel room that this happens. Anybody want to say something? Yeah, that happened to me. I told that little boy the concert's canceled. I made that little boy cry. He got a picture of him taken crying and his hot dad consoling him. He went viral that night. The little kid behind me. And he met Abel and he got flown out to Pennsylvania to go to the next show. And I was just like, what the fuck? No one caught me crying. No one caught me like, ah! Ugly. Bro, isn't that insane? With the little boy who was standing right behind me. And I just love that for them. EXO Attempts album. Okay, we get the alert from the email from Ticketmaster saying, hey, this is the new date in November that we're gonna have the Toronto concert. There was no way I was gonna wait. Remember, the reason I went to Toronto was because I refused the idea of having a concert be postponed for the 5th time. Does the irony not fall on anyone here? And it was the first concert that was canceled. In Hurry Up Tomorrow, the album, there's a song called Opening Night. In the production, you hear telecommunication sounds. The reason that you hear those telecommunication sounds is because the opening night of his After Hours Till Dawn tour that I was at, got canceled because of the telecommunication errors. If you never knew why, now you do. So the beep, that's why Abel had those like weird dial-up internet noises. His opening night for 2022 got canceled in Toronto. I was there. I remember it all too well. Shout out Taylor. The excitement of thinking about all these theories and then like seeing if they pan out and seeing that some of them do pan out. Like it's crazy. It's so much fun. And it's not just a fake story. It's a story we're witnessing him experience. Because if we want to talk about experiencing a concert, I might as well just wait all the way until the final show of the North America tour. I tried to go to opening night in Toronto. That failed. And then in the US, I'll go to the closing tour. I live in Salt Lake City. There's no stadium in Salt Lake City, but I will have to travel again to go somewhere. Okay, so now we've done 5 attempts, one with me in a different country, going through immigrations and everything. And then we get to number 6. And because he also had the Idol that he was filming, in addition to that, he also has like an emotional attachment to the city of LA and has an actual song that's referenced, that's associated with LA called Escape from LA. He added a second day. So that would mark the official finale. To try to figure out some weird way to like, I'm gonna wait it all out. It's gonna be worth it. Actually, it was. Because as negative as I've seemed this whole time, this has been the biggest 5-year blessing that I cannot believe I experienced. And we decide, let's go to LA, baby. SoFi Stadium, September 3rd, 2022. I'm sorry, the what? Bruh, looking rough, but if you know, you know. If you don't, you can find out. Oh, this is actually the most important and the craziest part of the story, in my opinion. Yes, it's already crazy that the little kid who was behind me, I mean, they didn't take a picture of me crying, of him crying. He went viral, and he got to meet The Weeknd. That's already hard. It's hard that I went to another country. It's hard, like, you know, it's rough. This is a blessing to even be able to try. Do you understand that? This is not just like frivolous. I'm not just going about this like, oh yeah, whatever, like just spending money like I can. Like, no. Also, these are PTO days. These are days that I'm not working, and that's important to me. And like, it takes time out of my life, just like it takes time away from his, because there's 2 people in this relationship. Parasocial relationship, not even. On September 2nd, 2022, Abel did his LA show. Everything went perfectly fine. Then he had the LA Day 2 show that I went to. And I went inside. I was finally there. I heard, I think it was Kate Renata at the time. It was great. Mike Dean played, like had a set. Excellent. Then, like, someone's coming up, but we could tell it's not The Weeknd, and it's not Playboy Cardi, and it's a girl. And they were recording us, audience, for the Idol final episode, final scene, where she's talking to the stadium. That was me in there, bitch. I had a little cameo there. You know those screams? Me. No, it gets crazier, Get to LA. I listen to Escape from LA so much, especially there. And me understanding that everything went fine because at this point I was still paranoid, right? Because what are the odds? The first time he ever has a cancellation in his entire career. But I'm not taking it personal yet. So go to SoFi Stadium. And I'm just like, wow, he's really making it happen. And it's okay, because this taught me a more important, valuable lesson. Go to track 3. So if you're like keeping up, opening night on the album of Hurry Up Tomorrow. Hurry Up Tomorrow had already kind of been written by the time that this thing with his voice happened. What's up, Gem Cloud? I'm just talking about my trauma. And he sings Alone Again, and I hear a crack. Not really though, because what a crack is to The Weeknd is like just my voice. You know, like, but he changed from there on out. And during How Do I Make You Love Me, that I realized that I wasn't seeing him anywhere, and that I was kind of worried or excited. I was more worried for something, but I think it was just, I just had a gut feeling something was wrong. And everything turns off. The Weeknd then says, show that we deserve, he lost his voice. Everyone erupted in boos. That was the saddest feeling. The boos. Like, as an EXO fan, as a fan of The Weeknd, someone who is here because, you know, I just resonate with the music, even though I can't tell you I live a strip club vibe, a haunted strip club life. This was on September 3rd, 2022, the day that The Weeknd lost his voice on concert. So I wasn't able to go to I was able to go to Toronto. Toronto canceled while I was in line. Kid behind me went viral. Okay, decided to go to the very last one because I thought it would be epic. It ended up being epic. Even though Hurry Up Tomorrow was already written, I was in that concert. He scrapped it as a result. So what I experienced that day changed in my mind. And I need to really just kind of go over the events so that you can hear an actual EXO fan, unlike those fuckers who were hating and booing. Like, the guy looked like he was on the verge of tears. He's a human being. He was gone for a couple minutes. Like, the way that the fans responded was just so, oh my God, makes me mad. So I have my own footage.
Attempt 6 fail.
I was there during the biggest change in the artist that I'm so passionate about's life. Like, I was there for it. It's history. And I was there, literally experiencing it. Experiencing severe emotion of it because I, like him, also couldn't do the Toronto show. But the universe had a different plan for me that I had no idea. Because keep in mind, this is the concert tour, After Hours Till Dawn. And at that point, we knew it was a trilogy. At that point, we had 2 of the 3. And at that point, I realized there's no way I'm ever going to be able to see The Weeknd. So I got a refund, moved on. And I didn't want to try again because at this point, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you, honey. At this point, so much money on hotels and plane tickets. And I went to a different country. That's just so weird. I traveled across borders just because I was like, I can't. What if it gets postponed because of COVID? Because that Delta variant was like looming around. And so I was just like, gets to meet him. No. Gets pushed to September 3rd. But what a blessing this was. Oh my God. And I had already chosen to not necessarily keep track of the singles. And I intentionally... Stop laughing. Please stop laughing. Please. That's more like it. So to me, I left, I moved on with life, whatever. 2025 comes around, and then there's a new album dropping. I don't do anything. I don't listen. I don't listen to anything except Dancing with the Flames. When it did finally happen, after I beat odds, I understood by the time I got to Phoenix that it was meant to be then. I understood on May 9th, 2025, when I heard The Abyss. Like, I was calm. Mind you, I had every reason to think something would go wrong. And if you're like, no, you didn't, you need a rewind. But yes, I did. Just to recap, I went to another country, canceled because of their fucking monopoly of a telecommunications network was down that day somehow, mysteriously. What a coincidence. I think it was Drake. I remember I had this theory. I had a conspiracy theory that The Weeknd's show in Toronto was canceled on July 8th, 2022, because I think that Drake paid someone. I think they paid someone to like, fuck it up a little bit. What are the odds? And at Rogers Center, bitch, what? Like, I think Drake did that. I said what I said. I said what I said. Do you guys need to talk about it? Do you guys have any opinion on that? I didn't ask my friend to videotape anything. I didn't want to video anything because I was like, you know how long it took me to get here? Yes. And it's taking you like 3 hours to like get me to get to the point. So I'm going to move forward. And I just felt fine about it. I was excited. I didn't tell my friend to record, but this is the same friend that was with me the other instances and had been waiting 5 years also to complete the gift that he gave me in 2020. Like, he's probably like, oh my God, this is the longest, the most expensive fucking gift ever. Like, holy shit. Damn. Flights, hotel. Anyway. Phoenix being the place that I didn't choose to go because my life decided to like turn me around when I got to Vegas, just like The Weeknd. Everything, it all led to that moment. And he recorded me throughout it because, like I said, he doesn't care about the Weeknd. So you hear me. And so I have my reaction to these tracks as they come up. This is my reaction. This is the very first concert of the tour. So I have footage that I'm going to be showing you guys in this fully in its completion. Please go and follow me at The Algorithm, otherwise known as www.youtube.com/The Algorithm, ALI-gorithm, YT for YouTube. Me reacting in real time as the concert was happening. Something I'd